Yes. Welcome one, welcome all to DeFi Crypto and Airdrops, the non-drinking edition. So those of you that weren't here for New Year's, you might want to go check it out. It got a little chaotic. I started out where I thought it was just going to be me and Matt Malik, and it ended up being me, Matt, Drew stopped in, Kelly Kellum stopped in, Gina stopped in. I mean, we had Jeff tried to stop in. It went on for like 4.5 hours, and we were drinking. Kelly was on the guitar singing. He was trying to set up his DJ set up because he was gonna do a set, but we lost him. It was all over the place. Oh, Matt almost lit his pants on fire. He was lighting off fireworks in his house. I'm like, holy shit, what is going on here? It's like I was just waiting for like monkeys to start flying and shit.
It was a wild time, man.
Yeah, guys, yeah, it was fun. It definitely was.
The longest streams I saw was like 4 hours. In a marathon, man.
No, it was like 4.5 hours. It was crazy. But well, shit. Let's go ahead and jump on into this. But the Quality Leering Center. It looks like South Park might be doing an episode on it here soon. Just jokes. Just jokes.
Like his big cone head.
All right. We're
gonna be leering a lot today.
Yes. It's all about leering.
So happy Friday and welcome to the first show of 2026. Happy New Year, everybody. We hope that you all had a wonderful New Year, got to watch fireworks and hang out with family, and ready to kick this year off right with a nice little Bitcoin pump so far. But here at DeFi Crypto and Airdrops, where me and Mike go live every Tuesday and Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're on Twitter, come over to YouTube and jump in the chat here. There's a lot more interaction going on. And Mike also has different shows throughout the week. Monday with Money Talks at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern with a traditional finance Jeff or Texas Jeff and state attorney Taylor. They do a lot in traditional finance and more traditional market stuff. But it's good to see the new
Jeff. And actually, this Monday, we're going to be talking about ways that you can access your liquidity and investments without having to cash them out, and basically making sure that you don't incur a taxable event as well. So nice. we're going to be talking about some really cool stuff.
Nice. Yeah, and it's awesome to get the kind of newbie or kind of some people that are just dipping their toes into crypto, but they're still on the traditional side more. So it's kind of a nice blend. And then Wednesday, you get the super deep crypto degen stuff with the DeFi masterclass, DeFi experts, David and Jake, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern.
I need to change that. We're actually going to be starting to do it at 3 p.m. Pacific now.
Oh, 3 p.m. Okay. Mike's got a DeFi Academy, 12 episodes from beginner to advanced. You can check out our brother channels, Jake Call, Blockchain Basement, Discover Crypto, and David's DeFi University. Jake Call has a Metrics Finance, which is a DeFi portfolio tracker. And David from DeFi University is working together with him to implement some some of the Greeks. So more features and stuff coming. And there is a free version. We recommend you start out with the free version and see if it gives you any value. Then you can move on to the monthly or yearly subscriptions. David's DeFi University, pretty much all of it is free now, except for the daily live mentorships. You get 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And there is a learning course on the actual DeFi University homepage.
A leering course?
A leering course. Where you can get all the DeFi leering Monday through Friday. And their courses, actually, they break it up kind of following their daily live mentorships. So Monday through Friday, each day is a different topic. And he kind of structures it around the courses available on this Learn DeFi. Also, Myke's DeFi Wize newsletter, where he gets up super early before the markets open, traditional finance markets, because crypto goes 24/7.
Can't get up before
even
then.
though we've been, even though we've been in everything looked like stablecoin this past week. But picks the ranges for you, gets all the alpha out there, and they've been nailing it. So just under $20 a month, Monday through Friday. Can't beat the value for what you get. Also, check us out on Twitter at _only_DCA. Catch Vet at Veteran4Crypto. Me at the BCR142. We're streaming on the Pump.Fun and the Arena. We've been crushing it on the Arena. Oh yeah, look at that. Just chilling, basking, moisturized.
Oh no, that was I think some of us that were on that New Year's show, we were I think we were hungover. We were just like
Oh man. Yeah, that was 4 hours and 40 minutes. Shit.
Yep. No, we were at it for a minute.
Oh yeah, I have that that video, the real currency.
Sorry, we had Crypto Crank on as well. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the cranks. Yeah, did you still want to play this on the?
Oh, go ahead, man.
Yeah, can you hear it? Can you hear it? Okay, I might.
It's not playing.
I might have. Oh, here, I'll add this back on. Actually, my screen share is not. See, I got to click the little button down at the bottom.
To share the sound.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty spot on, man. When I saw this earlier, I was.
Can I get you started with some education?
Yeah, how much are your college degrees?
4 years apiece.
Great, I'll have business.
All right.
Engineering?
It's an extra 2 years.
I'm not doing anything else right now, so.
Okay. And for you, miss?
I can't decide.
It'll be a year.
What? I didn't order yet.
2 years.
The liberal arts.
You're gonna regret that.
And for you.
I'll have English.
We're at a nice place. Get something real.
English is a real degree. This is a real.
Okay, how about spouses?
Yeah, can I get soulmate?
Yes.
I don't know where that rumor got started, but we don't serve that here. I can give you love of your life.
Okay,
Oh, that sounds good.
Can I interest you in any careers?
Can I get something where I go straight to the top because I'm special?
Yeah, here's our millennial menu.
I'd like novelist, please.
You're gonna want to hold on to those options.
How much for CEO?
20 years?
Woo, pricey.
We do have a 15-year option, but you miss all your son's baseball games.
I will have that.
I will have that. I will have that.
And that's so true. Like the liberal arts one, you're just like, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with that?
I don't know. We can go down that rabbit hole for a while. Just college and just the value or the not value of it. I personally, the only thing that you should go to college for is sciences, math, things like that. Doctors, lawyers, things that require it. There is way too much bullshit that they give degrees out for that really should just be OJT. it should be that you go to the job, entry level, and you learn and you work your way up and you get promoted from within. And I mean, that's the way it used to be. And that's back when there was freaking retirements at companies. You could go in there and my dad did it. You go in there and whoa, what was that?
Oh, sorry. I think it was I pulled up the other stream that might have.
Oh, gotcha. So, like my dad, he got back from Vietnam. He went and got a job hooking and unhooking trains at night, doing the graveyard shift, and worked his way up to where he was in charge of subway systems, like in Washington, D.C. and Miami and L.A. and, signals and stuff like that. Basically we're running it all. So,
Shit.
That's what people used to do, is you just got in and you learned, because there wasn't degrees for that kind of thing. It's like, yeah, you can get a degree in engineering or something like that, but it's not going to teach you the nuances of a job like that. There's some jobs that are just so specialized. You just got to have experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, DeFi Don. Yep. Master's a badass. Yeah. And I think, man, real world experience is so much more important. I mean, like you said, for the stems and being a doctor and shit, but like my ex she doesn't have a degree, but she has like 5 or 6 years experience as a marketing manager and dealing with businesses and customers and shit. And she's having a hard time finding a job because people want a degree. And she's like, well, I have 6 years experience in the real world. And they're like, well, you don't have a degree. Like,
yeah, a proven track record like that. That's what I don't get. I mean, I can't tell you how many companies I've gone and worked for and revamped their hiring processes because of bullshit like that. Where they won't even talk to you unless you have a degree. And I'm like, I want to talk to everybody. Because I want that guy or that girl that has, 5, 6 years or more experience doing the actual job. And I can call references and, find out, are they good at their job? Did they show up on time? Did they, produce? Did they mentor other people? If they were successful, did they, mentor other people so that, the team was successful, not just them, those sorts of things. Somebody with a degree, it just means that they paid some money and showed up and they know how to use the internet and AI.
Yeah. Yeah. Joseph, you can take doctor courses on YouTube. Oh shit.
Well, and technically you don't even got to go to law school. If you're smart enough and you can learn, what you need to learn to pass the bar, you don't even need to go to college to be a lawyer.
Damn. Nope. What was it? Oh, it was Black Ice. It was reversed for me with my degree for park management and getting into NPS.
What do you mean? Like they didn't want you to have a degree? Because most of those park ranger jobs, I looked at them for a minute. They were wanting a degree in like what's that? We had a bunch of guys when I was doing wildfire that were going to school for it. The like arborist, or not an arborist, but basically they go around and they know about all the trees and stuff. So they forestry, like they did get a degree in forestry, and and so they're able to go around and they survey like all the state lands, because a lot of the states on the state-owned lands, they'll actually do auctions for the lumber companies to come in and cut the timber. And then that money is supposed to go to paying for schools and things like that. But I think we're starting to see where a lot of money goes in our government now.
Yeah. He said they wanted the experience and connections as opposed to having the degree first. So he got his degree first.
When I was young, NPS wanted me to move into the woods in Utah, 1,500 miles away from home. That might not have been a bad gig, man. It's Yeah, I lived in Utah for quite a while. There's a lot of beautiful country up there. No, I all the jobs I looked at, they were all wanting college degrees, and I was just like, you know what, you know, freaking hard pass. But well, let's jump into some crypto stuff here. All right. Well, today it looks like let me pull up some prices right here. Oh, we got Elon Musk in a bikini.
Oh man, that's
somebody posted that, never leaving this app, and Elon reposted it laughing. We got what they make you believe you need, and I feel this on a whole nother level. You know, what they make you believe you need, you know, all the Lambos and the mansion, and what you actually need. You know, just a nice house with a big old garden and a greenhouse.
You've had all the toys, the big house, and maybe
I
not
did
to that extent.
Not at this scale. You know, but I had the wakeboard boat, you know, I had the Malibu wake setter and the, you know, 4,000 or 5,000 square foot house. And, you know, I had all the toys and, you know, all the stuff, and was miserable. And I sold everything, moved out here, and I'm doing this now, and I've never been happier. We got the Somali Netflix version Napoleon Dynamite. That one, I was wondering when I saw this guy, I was wondering where the hell I knew him from. this helped. Here we have daycare owners in Minnesota with no clients. This is a anti-weed ad from back in the day. It was too good not to share. Has somebody blowing a French horn, you know, where the sun doesn't shine.
The Reefer Madness.
Yeah. This one, I want to fact check this. It sounds right, but it says by the time I'm 67, over 600,000 will be paid into Social Security on my behalf. That money would have been worth 1.9 million if they had invested it themselves and gotten a 5% return. My annual interest would be $95,000 a year. The government promises me $3,075 a month at 67, which is $37K a year. How is this not theft? Exactly. It boggles my mind how anybody could want the government to tax anybody. I don't care if they're rich, poor, or in between. I don't see how anybody can justify the government taxing anybody anymore, or putting the government in charge of anything, because everything is broken.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the tax the rich or tax the billionaires. Well, one thing, like it's the income tax, or the if they have an income or a salary, you know, they kind of skirt around it in a way. But at the end of the day, like, you don't want the government to force you to pay all this money and then they spend it however they want. So why are you going to tell billionaires? I mean, I get why, but why are you going to do that to billionaires too, when they've created wealth for other people? They've created jobs and products and all this stuff. You know, you're just
I would rather, you know, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and all these people. I would rather that I voluntarily give my money to them for awesome goods and services than the government steal it from me and waste it. You know, that's the difference. And if somebody wants to come along and offer a better product or a better service, then I'll give my money to them. That is how the world works. And sitting back and being envious of those people and wanting to use the government, you know, to basically steal, you know, on the threat of prison and violence, you know, somebody else's property. That's just insane to me. It's like, what weird wiring do you have in your head that's okay? I don't get it. It's because, I mean, what if they had billions of dollars? You know, a lot of people like to think, oh, well, I would give it away and I do. Okay, then now you're poor and a bunch of people that don't know how to manage their money, you gave it away and they spent it, and that money makes its way back to some other rich person or the government. And so now you're just broke with everybody else. You know,
and how much of their wealth is tied to their businesses and not actual like liquid to where they can just, they have it sitting around, you know?
Well, Elon Musk, most of his wealth is in Tesla stock and SpaceX stock and stuff like that. It's not liquid. Rich people don't have cash laying around and gold bars laying around, you know, for the most part. They have it in investments, because that's what we're going to talk about on Monday. The rich people, they don't, you know, have a huge income because they would get taxed on it. They have investments that they never cash out that, you know, compound yield and, you know, do things like that, to where they can take loans out against it, because debt you don't pay taxes on. So they can actually access that liquidity without selling that asset, or, you know, getting rid of that exposure, you know, breaking the machine that's making them money. They can access that liquidity, live off of it, invest in other things, you know, do whatever, you know, fund their lifestyle, but it's a debt. So they don't get an instant hit of, you know, 15, 20, whatever percent of their, of, you know, of that, you know, that those returns on that investment. So that's the difference between a big difference between if they're not born into it, obviously, but people that get rich, like Elon Musk, that's how people get rich, is they have great ideas, you know, they innovate, they build things, and then as they make money, they understand, or they learn, or get mentored from somebody that's wealthy, how to stay wealthy. You know, that's why you see people that win the lottery and shit like that, they're broke after a couple of years, because they go out and buy all the stuff, but they don't understand what goes on behind it.
Yep. And great accountants.
Yes.
DeFi.
Yes, great accountants. Oh, I'm sure that they got some gold bars, but, you know, I think a lot of people just think that they have like these massive vaults full of cash and, you know, jewels and shit, when, you know, in all actuality, they don't. I thought this was pretty cool. This is pretty much what I looked like as a kid. Got the bandana on with no shirt, you know, riding my BMX bike around. Lead paint, wooden spoon, no bike helmet, no seatbelt, no car seat, riding in the bed of a pickup, and then drinking water out of the garden hose, because we weren't allowed in the house until the street lights came on.
Out of the spigot.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some crypto stuff. Enough dinking around. So this I found interesting. It said, new year, Bonk is fully circulating, and this is a meme coin. And then this made my ears perk up. It said, revenue coming in. Dat buying 5% of Bonk supply. What happens next? So I did just some really quick research. I didn't realize Bonk actually has, it generates revenue.
Through
so
what?
It says tools like BonkBot, a Telegram trading bot, lets Bonk.fun, a major meme coin launchpad capturing over 50% of Solana launches and other integrations. Bonk Swap, a perpetuals DEX, generating fees from user transactions and launches. A significant portion of these fees are used to buy back and burn Bonk tokens or allocate to the DAO treasury. So for a meme coin, they actually created a whole ecosystem and economy for it. So, I mean, if I was ever going to, you know, invest in a meme coin, it looks like Bonk might be that meme coin.
Wow. How did they say how much is coming in?
I didn't look. I just thought it was infinitely interesting that there was a meme coin that had that much going on. 964,000 Arrow buyback. Last buyback of the year is officially in the books. The Aerodrome PGF has acquired and max locked 964,000 Arrow. as part of its programmatic market aware buyback model. Next year, the Momentum Fund takes flight. Those of you that don't know, the Momentum Fund is going to be what they've been doing on steroids. So, yeah, very, very bullish on Aerodrome. Let me kick it over to you for a bit.
Oh man, that's perfect because I got some Aerodrome stuff I wanted to bring up to you. I think the founder of Uniswap is kind of coming after these guys. So Wagme Alexander, he's the CEO of Dromos Labs and core contributor at Aerodrome and Velodrome. And he put together a dashboard on Dune showing the Uniswap fee switch tracking. And so Aerodrome's averaging about 5x Uniswap's revenues. Even Velodrome is averaging about 1/5 of Uniswap. And
that's the REVs is the REV engine.
Oh, the REV engine.
Yeah, okay. yeah. That's part of the I don't know if it'd be considered the tokenomics or the fundamentals. Basically it's part of the system.
Right.
Let me
that's
go,
right.
go ahead
Okay.
and keep going. I'll actually let me look it up so freaking I don't step on my
So
tongue.
Hayden Adams, who is the founder of Uniswap, came out in response to this, said these revenue comparisons from Alex are so misleading. It's worth being precise about how these models actually work. Aero takes 100% of LP fees and rebates them back to LPs via token emissions, liquidity incentives. In practice, this looks like we collect 100 mil in LP fees and distribute 100 mil in tokens to LP based on token voting. This approach makes revenue numbers look large, but it doesn't represent sustainable fees. It also puts a heavy thumb on the scale of where LP fees go and makes LP returns dependent on the price of a third token. If Uniswap took 100% of LP fees and rebated them in tokens, reported fees would be close to 1 billion and just as meaningless. The Uniswap protocol fees are different by design. A portion of swap fees goes to the protocol, while the majority still goes directly to LPs. The objective is long-term sustainability, not inflated optics. Our proposal starts conservatively with a roadmap of additional fee sources being enabled over time. This lets the DAO learn each step. The real risk would be turning fees up too aggressively and only learning after liquidity leaves. Another misleading comparison from Alex is conflating token emission LP rebates, which are required when all LP fees are taken, with Uniswap's growth and development budget, which funds engineering, developer grants, and integrations across thousands of products worldwide. So as for annual fee burn, it's too early to project. It's only been live for a few days. Several fee sources aren't active yet, and volume's still ramping. More importantly, this is a long-term strategy. Growth still comes first. The market will grow massively from here, and Uniswap has the potential to see trillions in daily volume. Capturing that opportunity is the goal. Early signals are solid. Liquidity has been stable with fees on. The fee collection system is working smoothly. Searcher efficiency is improving, and Uni is being burned daily. So
episode 8 of
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Yeah, no, I had already. Oh no. Actually, I need to watch it tonight. I forgot. Yeah, I was drunk.
Yeah, it was good. There wasn't all the fucking coming out party. Yeah, and then this Etherator came out in another response to Hayden. So Hayden claimed the JPN's methodology on Uniswap revenue was wrong and misleading. Turns out Uniswap was the one in the wrong about their own rev data estimates. Something tells me they'll be on the wrong side of history again in just a few months. So yeah, JPN Meme Lord. He's a Dune Wizard and Superchain fan. So it's now been 4 days. Other sources have supported my original estimates. 60K per day is the number sources have gathered around for Uniswap.
Hey, real quick, Matt, I sent you a DM on X with the StreamYard link to jump on. It doesn't look like Gina's going to make it. She said she actually canceled her live stream for later tonight. She's not feeling well.
Oh shit.
We'll have her on another time. She's just getting started streaming, so want to make sure that old Twice Slice gets some exposure.
Yeah. Help spread the support other creators and stuff, man. It's tough out here, especially in the doldrums of the bear market.
Oh, okay. Matt found the link.
So yeah, what do you think about the whole Uniswap? I know we were talking about what was it, Aave last time? Kind of taking jabs at, was it Aave that was taking jabs at Morpho?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna be seeing this, and I mean, if this is true, I mean, I have to really dive deep into this. But Uniswap might be feeling some heat. I mean, I think Aerodrome's really positioned themselves, especially with this merger and the features that they're integrating, are really going to be.
Hey, Matt, check your email.
A powerhouse. Oh, what's up, Mama Crypto? Happy New Year.
That's Granny's Garden's daughter, I believe.
Oh, nice. What up, Deadwood? Dubai does it better. I haven't been to Dubai. I haven't been to the Middle East.
I don't
Saudi.
Really have a desire to go back to any of those places.
No.
I'm kind of over traveling. Hey, what's up, Matt?
What up? Do not be surprised.
So what were you saying in the chat?
If I accidentally just fall asleep right here, don't.
Did you get too drunk the other night or what?
You know, I actually New Year, that night when we all disbanded, I actually slept pretty well. But last night, my fiance, I just found out, lost her phone. So not hearing from her at all for like 36 hours has only happened twice before, and it was a very bad things. So I was like just unable to sleep last night.
Yeah.
Because I was just going through all the possible scenarios of like, do I need to get like people involved yet? Or how long do I wait? You know, because I didn't want to. I prefer to just not deal with that, right? And thank God she just literally lost her phone for like 48 hours.
All right, as long as she's okay.
She's totally okay, but she was freaking out. She's like, I found it. I found my phone. I'm like, well, it was lost. That explains everything. Thank God.
Yeah,
the last time she went down for 48 hours, her dad kidnapped her and tried to murder all my cats.
Oh my God.
He literally took my cats and threw them on the streets of Los Angeles.
Damn, what a psycho.
I'd be.
I got them all back.
Oh,
somehow my dumb cat, the one that's just mentally challenged, found a woman in a window who had a dog that was 150 pounds, and he refused to leave until she came out to get him. And I get a random text while I'm in Detroit from a woman in Los Angeles.
I'm thinking whoever it was, if somebody came and did that to my cat, they wouldn't be long for this world.
Mike,
you're like Liam Neeson.
I sent the DEA and the FBI to his house. Literally had him surrounded by local law. His worst nightmare was what I put to him. And then Vienna just snuck out the back door and got in an Uber.
Nice.
Because Jesus. I knew he had too many firearms on premises to like ask my friends to go onto the property, right? But they would have if I asked them to, but that was just not a scenario I wanted to play out. So they literally were like, hey, just a better idea is we just a scare tactic.
Oh.
So
send the professionals.
So what were you saying in the chat? I wasn't understanding you. You were saying
Okay,
that
so
you said,
the next,
yo,
whatever
bro,
the
just
next,
send the
time-
details of
next
your
time
next
we're gonna
stream,
go.
and I'm going to have the arena make an announcement or
Yeah, like
forward.
if you put out a post that your show's tomorrow or whatever it is, I'll have the arena either quote post it with a "We're excited to have DeFi crypto and airdrop on the arena,"
Okay.
or they'll just tell everybody that you guys are on the arena, however it is, but with something to link them to, so they know to come to the next show.
Well, all of our show times are on our YouTube channel.
Okay,
if you
so
go
here's the thing: me and YouTube have not come fully into unison.
Well, I'll email you or
No, I can figure it out. You just needed to tell me that,
I'll just email it to you.
Okay, perfect. I'm realizing now that people have one platform that they're very good at, and then there's me that's not good at really any of them except the arena. But that's like, it's niche. But I'm trying my hardest to figure out YouTube and TikTok. But I think after what you said, I don't think I'm going to do it, no matter how much value there is.
It's
just too much for me.
There's too many platforms. I'm trying to dial in just a handful of them and just stick with those.
I am convinced that YouTube, the arena, and X, right, are the dominant crypto places. And if you have those three, you've got the big boys, you've got, you got X, which is great. You got YouTube for mass adoption, and then you've got the arena for your the core constituency and the very direct access to income and to potential higher earning rates. So
I like where I can say whatever the hell I want and
you have full outrageous freedom of speech.
And that's what I'm about. I don't want to support any platform that's going to censor what I want to say.
Yeah.
How long's the arena been around?
Okay, so loaded question, because the arena was a $10 million rug. So it launched on Avalanche, was very, very, it was friend tech in the arena, right? They had about $8 to $9 million of locked liquidity, and the original founders, over one of the most ridiculous reasons ever, lost his mind. He was Austrian or German, and somebody accused him of being a Nazi because of at that time it was called Stars Arena, but it was like SS. So they're like, dude, you're German and you run a company called SS. And he took it very seriously, literally. And he kind of spiraled out. And it's crazy because you can go onto the arena and see all of this, in the chat history, right? If you really know how to search it. But I didn't even know it existed at that time. When it went under, Jason, my partner on a company called Rove, which is a DApp built on Solana that was more about entertainment industry connected to crypto, he took over the arena, and it would be a community takeover, but he really bought it. Our company Rove came in and took it over, rebuilt the trust, and did the largest community airdrop. I think it was the second most other than the Magic Eden airdrop. I think it was the second most lucrative for its people. Of course, I'm so dumb.
You're talking Jeff's language now.
Yeah, I'm so okay. Are you the airdrop person?
Yeah.
I am no longer upset about it, but there was a moment in time where I couldn't even log on to my arena account because how angry I was to see the size of the airdrops. That I missed it by 2 months because there was this date that determined whether you were or were not an OG.
Oh, shit.
And I was trying to log in, but I'm a boomer now. I was a boomer then with crypto. I was like a baby. I could not get my X account, which was the only way to sign in then. Since about a week and a half ago, you can now sign in with pretty much everything. Google, TikTok, email, if you want to use a random email, and one other, an Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's open to everybody. It's not X exclusive. I had Liam Neeson agreeing to come on the arena, but he literally had to tell me no because his agents would not let him start an X account.
Oh,
They would not. It wasn't that they wouldn't let him. He would have done it. But the trouble that both of us would have had to dealing with his reps, because I have a good relationship with his reps. I don't want to neither of us wanted the headache. So I'm like, dude, one day there will be a time when I can tell you that we can just do this without X. And then Jason said in about 2 weeks, the app will drop on iOS and Android.
Oh, nice.
There won't be another airdrop the likes of the first one, because the deflationary pressure did become problematic during the bear, but the token has held up pretty well considering it's paired with AVAX, right, which has been hammered, and a lot of people on the arena were leverage traders. I didn't know this because how would you know? Because it's not really until recently. There was really. It was I assumed I assumed people on the arena were anti-leverage trading. It's actually not true. And 1010 wiped a lot of them out and forced them to liquidate their positions, their airdrops, which they had not touched. So you get all these people that had these 100,000, I think the top airdrop was at one point worth almost $1 million.
But how did they get to that top airdrop?
There were two methods of point earning, which were the main feature that people love the arena for is that the second you signed up with your X account, your X account was instantly tokenized in the form of a ticket that was on a bonding curve, and people speculated on each other's tickets. So there was this robust ecosystem, and so there's a 10% fee for the tickets, but 7% goes to you. So you get 7% of each buy and sell. So people get really sensitive when someone sells their ticket. I'm like, thank you for the 10%. Come back and buy it again later.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all. It's like with DeFi, you want buying and selling, right?
Yeah.
So there are two ways to approach the tickets. You try to convince people to never sell, so you increase your cost, and you rise up the ranks of importance. And then there's people that are happy to be controversial. But what the tickets allow you to do in DeFi Veteran, this is what you're going to do. You can go a step even further than the full free speech protections of the arena. You can ticket gate a specific conversation. You can literally say, oh, I want to talk about something that's really sensitive, and you have to be a holder of my ticket, and that's $25 right now, right? So it's a barrier to entry to anybody that would be problematic or a loser. And I found it to be very, very useful. I think I got my ticket price up to $100 total once, which was when AVAX was at 20. I had a 5 AVAX ticket price. But that's because a famous influencer bought 20 of them without me knowing, and then dumped them at the absolute top, and then posted about how much he made off my tickets. And I was like, hey, thanks for the fees, bro.
Yeah.
But I was so totally ignorant to what was going on still that I didn't even notice it happened. So I didn't buy his ticket, even one of them. So he got mad because he bought 10 of mine. I now fully understand the arena, because the moment they went multi-chain, the moment Jason released, this is one of the 2 or 3 truly multi-chain apps. There is not one thing that you cannot put in or put out to use, from BNB to ETH, on Base, ARB, or what the hell the other one is, and Solana. So you can't find that anywhere where you have Sol integrated, which is on the Rust protocol, right? And you can bridge from all of them to each other right in the app without having to leave. So when you sign up, you get your wallet that's automatically attached to you. So if you're a veteran like people here, you realize that you've got a wallet set up, and you'll probably have money in it instantly, because there are literal ticket bots that they try to, if your account has a certain number of Twitter followers, they just automatically try to snipe your tickets. So that has not been big the last couple of weeks, because people have been just not doing anything until today. People been doing nothing.
His shit in crypto has been flat and dead. We'll be
Yes.
going over it here in a second.
And you guys know who Kaleo is, right? Crypto Kaleo. Do you know who he is?
I've heard you talk about him, but honestly, I have no idea.
Dude, I don't know who anybody is either. Okay, like I didn't know what the letters KOL stood for 3 months ago. I didn't know. So like, I just learned today. No, I can't even. Embarrassing. So embarrassing what I just learned today. There are certain phrases and that you guys use in crypto that even Drew like makes fun of, but he knows what they are, right? Even though he's an adult. I like look at the words and I'm like, wait, what? And Drew's like, you don't know what that means, do you? I'm like, no, that's not true. I am going to ask Grok right now. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to ask Grok.
Key opinion leader.
So when I found out what that was, I'm like, so it's an influencer with a gayer name.
Mm-hmm.
What do we need that for? And of course, I then go and sign a KOL contract for the first time like 6 weeks ago to farm an airdrop.
Which airdrop?
I am doing VDEX, the decentralized exchange.
Okay, yeah.
I Drew and
I'm at 260 right now on the leaderboard.
What did you say?
I'm at 260 on the leaderboard. I started like 2 months late.
So, dude, I was like, I've been on for 6 weeks. Okay, I'm number 9. And I am so frustrated. I have no idea how I can get to 8 or 7. It seems insurmountable.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's pretty. You and Drew have been at it.
Yeah, I will say it's the best experience I've had in crypto simply because the relationship with the people involved. They have literally taken our advice on every point. They have never ignored either a comment, a bug fix, or an issue with something going wrong. They're the first group of people in crypto that were, in my view, like truly open to like wanting the best product, not caring about who did it or who brought it in. And so that just made me motivated to work for them because I was like, dude, these guys have some, integrity and they clearly want to make a good product. And I've
been in their Discord and have recommended some stuff, and they've been quick to reply back. And
they are pretty quick, even in what we call the retail Discord, right? If you ever see something though that you really think needs attention, I will like put it in our little private chat that goes right to the devs, because we've just got too much volume running through it to have problems. And I am now committed to seeing that it becomes the best product it can be.
Yeah. We'll
I
have to link up
today.
later. I have some stuff that I'd like to see.
Yeah, dude, literally, just tell me. I'll write them down.
Well, we got about 15 minutes left. Let's touch a couple little crypto topics here.
Please, I have one I want to ask you about too.
Well, there's one thing that I want to touch on is that everybody knows that markets have been in the shitter.
Yep.
We had, massive pullbacks, all the way to the end of the year. And, a lot of people are really, really, down on their investments in altcoins. But one thing I want to point out is that it really hasn't proportionally impacted DeFi. If you look, there's some reduced volumes on DEXs and perps. TVL, it drew back a bit. It went from 168 billion to 121. But, if you look at, proportionally, it's DeFi is holding up really, really well, even though, and I think a lot of it has to do with institutional money. It's, retail for the most part. I think a lot of people have capitulated and gotten out, but I think it's starting to get to a point to where there's a lot more institutional money than there is retail money. You can kind of see
that is very obvious right now. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
And if you look on RWA.xyz, I wish I could zoom in on this. That doesn't allow it, but you can see. We were just going parabolic. With the growth of RWAs, there was a little bit of a pullback around November. The beginning of November through November, and then through December we started ticking back up. So, I mean, it's just a blip on the radar. It's just a little cooling off period for RWAs. But you can click through here and you can see the asset holders. I mean, it's gone parabolic. This is the people that are holding, tokenized commodities and tokenized public equity and, all these, U.S. Treasury debt. They're all just up and to the right. Not a single one is on the decline. It's just there's more and more, real world assets being tokenized, and it's only picking up speed. Active addresses.
5 months. That's crazy.
Transfer volume. Just massive amounts of transfer volume. So, I mean, I keep trying to tell people in the chats and just kind of on social media, if you're not paying attention to DeFi, you really need to start paying attention because
100%. 100%.
It's where all the government's attention is, because of legislation. Well, it's where all governments are paying attention to because, stable coins and RWAs and DeFi, because that's what big money is interested in. They're wanting to tokenize everything. Banks are worried about, stable coins, paying out yield and things like that. So all the government attention and legislator attention is there. And then all these institutions, they're tokenizing the stock market, the DTCC on Canton Network and a bunch of other places, BlackRock, just all these different institutions are tokenizing everything and starting to use stable coins. So if you're watching the fundamentals of what's going on in these markets, like I am, you're just sitting back and stacking because you see what's coming. If you're watching the price, those are the people that are getting emotional and capitulating and selling the bottom.
Dude, why I like leverage trading, because I literally learned crypto during the bear market. So shorting was the only way to make money. I have no attachment to any tokens at all, period. I'm doing it to make money, so I don't care. I feel like most people that do it have massive emotional bias, and it's weird. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, they're married to their bags, essentially.
Yes. That is, I think, a very dangerous thing to do, even in DeFi.
James over on the arena says, "What up, Matt? What up, Mike? What up, Jeff?"
Oh yeah, look at this. Hello. Oh hey, James, what's going on, bro? How you doing? NFA. Now, the guy above NFA all day. That's an OG right there. Oh, see the top supporter next to him. Oh wow, they just added that. Sweet. Oh, and he tipped you.
Oh, nice. Oh, appreciate you, brother.
See, look at that. He sends you $1. The platform takes 2 cents. Like, that's what you want, right? Like,
come on, YouTube, step your game up.
So
I know, right?
When Drew got gifted $500 from somebody on YouTube, Colin gave him $2,000 of arena.
Damn.
He 4x the guy on YouTube. Every time he would do 250, because I think that's the 10 membership one, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, however those membership things got, Colin would double it and then looked at how much it was and was like, Drew, here's enough to be a champion. Because if you're in the top 500 stakers, you become a champion. And you get all these other advantages. Cool. Dude, I suspect that when he gets back from Finland, if he sees another show has come, he will very likely want you to be a champion too. So
nice.
I anticipate that it would be very odd for him not to be supportive of you, especially since you're not like a meme coin lover, because he doesn't really like him. No, he's gonna love you. He's like, oh my god, an adult, an adult that lives in a cabin in the woods that like isn't like on cocaine, like he's
isn't on meth.
Yeah. And I have this bad thing where I was like, I was genetically born to seem like I'm on meth. So people have always asked me that question. And I literally was a poster boy for DARE growing up. After my 7th spine surgery, I refused to take the pain medication. After like 2 days, I'm like, I'll get through it. No, I was just stupid. But
dude, believe it or not, I mean, you can probably tell a little bit still, but when I was a kid, like I said, I had ADHD. And
but I never got medicated.
I just learned, through the military and, discipline and focus and just kind of, retrained my brain and figured out how my brain works. And I mean, it's probably a big reason why I interrupt people a lot, because my brain goes so fast. If they don't talk fast enough, I'm like, I know what you're trying to say.
So you want to spit it out for them.
Just get there so that so we can move on.
On my live stream today,
I stop myself because I'm like, not everybody understands, so let them finish.
My community made a website that has a counter for how many times I interrupt people per show. and they put a betting market on it with an over and under, so people can bet before the show. Will Malik interrupt people over under 15 times?
Oh fuck!
And they did a timer for how long I would be gone. When I say I'll be back in 2 minutes, they can just touch the timer. I don't have to do it. And then they can bet on whether I'm going to make it on less or more than 2 minutes or 5 minutes. And this was all done in a 30-minute interval where I left. And they decided that since they knew they could just tell from a phone call I took because it was an investor, they were like, there's no way he's going to be 5 minutes. Hey, well, what can we do to mess with them? They vibe coded an entire website based on my meme coin, which they dropped and bonded while I was in the bathroom, literally.
Happy New Year, that guy.
So I have a token called the Wear Malik, where it's me in a Waldo suit.
But Black Guy says that's community love right there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was so overwhelmed. I was like, what can I do for you all? What? This is crazy. But when I saw that they put the interruption counter on the very top of the website, I was like,
damn you.
Well, you gotta laugh. I mean, that's good. But
You gotta laugh.
Between the interruption count, and then they made me a duck race veteran.
Oh, is that the duck race that
They
you
created a duck race that we own inside the website.
Oh shit.
Yes. I was like, okay, guys, how the hell did you do this in 42 minutes? Dude, look at that.
Oh, I have a bunch of ducks, man.
You love ducks?
It's a thing with my friend group. Yeah, we got ducks.
Yeah,
I'm
just still on a high.
You're the one that left the duck up here, the little rubber duck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
There's a little bricks duck right there, and I got ducks.
Look at that little duck.
No, Jeff came up here to the cabin with my brother for a weekend, and when they left, there was this little green duck, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Oh, Jeff."
Yep. Yeah, I give them out at music festivals and shit, so it's like a thing.
Let's see.
You give away ducks?
Yeah. Yeah, because in the rave scene, it's like ducks are a big thing, and
okay,
I'll give out little miniature ducks to people. I bought a bunch of gold ducks, and people were like,
anything to do why my fiance, who might have been in the rave scene when we met, named one of our cats Ducky. I think I'm putting
maybe that could be.
I'm putting a few things together here, and I'm realizing that it wasn't all that she quacked like a duck. This is all making so much sense.
Oh, dude, yeah. Did you hear about this? Supposedly breaking news: U.S. drops the hammer. No more American taxpayer money for any country that votes against the U.S. at the UN, screams death to America, or funds anti-American groups. You're cut off, full stop.
Oh,
nice.
I mean, shouldn't it be that way?
Yeah. Hell yeah. And like, why the hell is the American taxpayer paying to import people, and then we're paying for their welfare?
But we're paying to import people who have
no skills.
The exact opposite of my grandma and grandpa, who came here legally from Iraq, who had to have people prove that they were going to have income, who had, that instantly started a business the day they were here, never got a government handout, not $1. My if you ask my grandmother what she thought about people who got government money,
it was like a scarlet letter. It was a badge of shame.
That's for
public assistance back in the day.
Only if you were a single mother in a crisis situation. That's literally my grandma's like, I could understand that, right? But if you were not in that situation, She's like, no, if we could do it, anybody could. They spoke no English. They got dropped here because it was a politically dangerous situation with Saddam. My grandmother actually like talked back to Saddam accidentally before it was like right before he took over, right before he killed the guy that killed the king, because people forget there was a dude in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And my father watched when he was like 12 years old, King Faisal, who was like this 19-year-old kid that drove Ferraris around and that everybody loved. They drug his body through the street for hours on the back of a military truck. And my dad said he saw it come by like 3 times. And if you were not standing outside your house, it would be perceived as an act of like, you don't support the government.
Yeah.
So they had no choice but to be out there. And my dad's like, oh, you don't, when you're that age, you don't know what's normal, what's not, right?
Yeah.
And generally, Saddam would not mess with the Christians because they ran the government mid-level, almost all of it, because they're educated.
Yeah.
And so my grandmother actually had some level of prominence, ran a school that all the prominent people went to. But Saddam just showed up one day and was like, so thank you for all your hard work. We're going to take the keys to the school and, we're not going to do any more Catholic schools.
Yeah.
And my grandma was like, what? I mean, it's been in the family for like 70 years. Like, she's like, no, you're not taking our keys because private property is a big deal there. My grandpa just smacked her in public, which, by the way,
he had to. If he
had
didn't,
to.
he probably would have gotten shot.
My grandmother did figure it out. She literally did figure it out. But because he wasn't the president, he wasn't in charge, and it wasn't like there was an announcement made, hey, this is the dude you got to be scared of, right? My grandpa knew, though. Like, he knew that this was the guy that was going to end up being the dude. And he did. If he wouldn't have done that, she might not be here. But I might not be here.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
you look at the wrong people sideways over in some of those countries and they'll freaking shoot you.
You were talking about whether you go to the Middle East. So I, during COVID, had to go to Dubai and Jordan. And I mean, because they were the only 2 places that like we could agree upon mutually for my dad to deal with like an estate issue.
Yeah.
And I took special operators with me because it was very clear that the parties on the other side were going to attempt to steal my dad's identity. They'd already tried to do it without him. They failed. A guy got put in prison. So why weren't they going to try again? The buyer who was trying to buy our property ISIS had already blackmailed $3 million out of the building just to not harm people.
Oh yeah, dude. Like for protection.
So it was more like, hey, we think this should be our
you're going to pay us for protection from us.
You're going to pay us to go away if you want to be able to sell the building. So this poor buyer, who's like the only good dude there, who's this just Muslim guy in Iraq who has to bury his money in the sand, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Thought he was lying until he like showed me pictures. I was like, bro, how do you keep track of it? He goes, sometimes,
dude, I still remember my first deployment with where everybody was freaking buying Iraqi dinars because supposedly once the government was reestablished that because they were in the toilet, the value was in the toilet, and so like, oh yeah, if you got millions of dollars for Iraqi dinar and they go back up to where they were at before, then you're going to be rich. And the Iraqis were just loving it. They were just
literally worth less than a penny. It's hilarious.
Freaking Iraqi dinars for US dollars and freaking laughing their ass off.
Oh, they had a scheme, man. They were like, yeah, just keep
buying.
Here,
I got a whole stack.
My grandpa actually went back to Iraq to work because the government, Saddam lost so many of his middle management people, right? That he did this like program where he offered bonkers money and incentives for people to come back with guarantees of safety. And it was also like, come back or we're going to hurt your family. It was like one of those like weird. So my grandma and grandpa went back and they did pay very well. And, they're safe and everything. But the second the Gulf War happened, let's say $1 million that maybe my grandfather had earned was reduced to less than the value of $1,000 in less than 4 days. So they were barely able to buy bread with what we would have considered a full nest egg in that year, right? In less than 4 days. The denarii was never coming back. Like, it was done, and everybody knew it.
Shit.
That was smart there.
So
Oh.
James over on the arena says, everyone follow the streamers, the King Tipper and top 10 supporters. What's that?
So okay, here we'll demonstrate. I'll tip you right now. Hold on a second here. Okay, so
I have a feeling this has to do with the tokenomics or the economy of arena or something.
Yeah. So okay. So now let's see what happens. I'm your King Tipper right now. See how it says
Okay.
$9.8
Okay.
at right above the chat. So
Okay.
the total for this creator. So you've received $15.8. Now
Okay.
see next to the chat, there's a thing that says supporters.
I don't see that.
Okay, in the chat bar, at the very
Oh,
top.
yeah. I see that. Yeah.
Okay, so you hit supporters. So you've got 3 people. These are your top supporters.
Okay.
What will happen is over time, this is a overtime additional supporters, right?
Okay.
But they also keep track of who has supported you on this stream right now.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
if you want to tip your community and you don't want to tip like 200 people because you think there could be a bunch of like tip junkies, right? They're just here to like I got rid of those people.
The zombies.
Yeah, I did a game where I only tipped the top 10 tippers. So people would jump into the stream and then all be fighting with each other to get in the top 10. And now I tried always to tip out more than what they tipped in, but sometimes it just didn't. But it was like a game, like where people got like, I got to get into the top 10.
All right.
But using the top 10 is a good way to show love. If you have a stream where you are getting a bunch of people supporting you, right? Then you send them something.
Oh, nice.
That's the value of it. But you only want to use that feature if you have a very active chat with tipping.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you, Dirk.
Oh, Dirk's in the house. Yep. Oh, baby, look at that. He's telling NFA all day, I'm number 2 now. Oh, this is huge. So we now also know that meme coins count towards the total. In the past V1, which just got upgraded,
yeah,
meme coin tipping, even in the thousands of dollars, did not get counted.
Huh.
It would count towards your total, but not towards any of the other ones. But they fixed it. So that's exciting.
Well,
yeah, I'm convinced the first time we get one of your when you get like 100 to 200 people in here, right?
Yeah,
you're gonna have a robust group.
Well, dude, we freaking on
New Year's Eve was top 2 stream I've ever done, no doubt.
That was insane, dude. Like,
man, how could we have had more fun than that?
Dude, you were like lighting your pants on fire with fireworks. Freaking, I was drunk as hell. Kelly was like freaking going to town on the guitar. Gina, I think she
showed us his butt crack. Then she showed us his butt crack.
She was just shaking her head, and then Crypto Crank, like he just kept on talking about charts and talking about all of his calls and stuff like that.
Crypto Crank was most definitely on one.
Yeah,
probably
was cranked up.
But if someone told me on his New Year's Eve he dabbled in anything else, I would not be surprised. It wouldn't alarm me. I'd be okay. That doesn't shock me, bro.
No judgment.
No judgment. Dude, he looks like he's like half my age, for God's sakes. And I mean, I feel like
I think he's a few years younger than me.
How old are you? 32?
I'm 38.
Oh, you're 38. Veteran, yeah. You're old. You're younger than me, right?
I'm working on 52. This year I turned 52.
Oh, I'm a 47. Okay, I'm 40. All right, so I'm not the.
Okay, I'm the old bastard.
Dude, you're the grandpa now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Drew's like a year younger than me.
Yeah, Drew.
We're like a year apart.
You guys are millennials. We're Gen X. Like,
yeah.
Period. And then Gen Z people are the people that are the trolls and all the, they it's just so easy for me to distinguish. I know who's a millennial and who's a Gen Z. Almost, you just have to do 2 or 3 posts.
I can tell somebody's age whenever I fuck with them and I troll them, how they respond.
Boom.
I can tell how old somebody is by how they respond, because if they give it back and they're laughing too, they're usually Gen X. The more sensitive they are and the harder they take it, the younger they are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and even my younger friends, it'll take days or weeks for them to reply to something I send them. I'm like, dude, what are you guys doing?
Well, shit. Well, we can probably wrap this up. I know that you weren't wanting to be on too long, Matt. And
No, dude. Whenever I get on with you guys, I get excited because you guys are very fun.
Oh yeah, no, it's and you're always welcome to jump on with us, man. Yeah, Tuesdays and Fridays is when we do the crypto and chill.
You'll have 5 minutes. I just figured out how to do the transfer. I was having major tech issues. Okay. Not watching football. I'm doing something where I'm on a live stream for 5 minutes with other dudes that are dudes. I love you. I will.
I love you too, man.
Send it right. You'll literally have everything in 5 minutes. Okay? Bye.
Take your pants off for me, big boy.
Yes, 100%. Well, anything other than land. All right, bye. All right. Sorry, that was my.
Oh, all good, man.
There was one thing I was supposed to do before I did anything like this, and I of course went all ADHD and forgot.
Oh, that's all good. So basically, my closing thoughts is really just hang in there. I really feel like that we're turning a corner here. We've obviously, kind of, everything Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's been almost no volatility. I mean, we've gotten a couple pumps and dumps, but for the most part, I mean, retail is capitulated. I really feel like, I mean, we could go lower, but I really feel like we're, closer to the bottom than we are the where we're going to be going. And just if you can, if you got the expendable income, find you some good projects, don't go crazy, but get you some exposure to some assets. And, if you're so inclined, DeFi and, like I said, lend them out, stake them, put them in some full range pools, and just let them sit. I mean, it's sit on your hands, forget about them, and come back in 6 months, a year, whatever, and you'll see it on social media. People are going to start going crazy on social media, and when your feed is full of everybody freaking out, that's when you want to go check and you want to start maybe taking some profits because or moving it into Bitcoin or stable coins or something like that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. What do you got, Jeff? Closing thoughts.
Yeah. And I like, just parking it, especially when the markets are kind of dead like this. Mm-hmm. Like looking at the ETH chart, especially, or ETH and Bitcoin. I mean, the whole past week is just sideways, just within $100 range. And even some days it's like a $20 range.
A ranged LP is a beautiful thing right now.
Yeah.
I'm in a wrapped ETH USDC pool right now.
Mm-hmm. The 100-something APY.
I have to take this phone call. I love you guys, but I said this is a work.
How about it? No, all good, brother.
Have a good night, brother.
Have a good night, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the most narrow range on holidays and stuff like this. Looking at low volume times like during the holidays. You can pick a tighter range and just squeeze as much juice out of that as possible because it's not going to go anywhere. And, forming strategies like that. Right now, I'm kind of looking at ways of forming my own Delta hedge strategy with, David's been talking about. And even on, I saw a video that Crypto Labs Research did where they're doing the same thing. So, finding strategies that will,
There's a reason for
Well,
that.
There's a reason for the, yeah, I was gonna say is
pretty much David built the whole thing. So
yeah, and but finding ways of tailoring it to your investment strategy and risk profile and stuff. But yeah, there's all kinds of ways to make money outside of just traditional trading and being married to one bag. And it's just, yeah, finding what works for you. Following people like on this channel, watching the Wednesday shows, even on Monday, there's a lot of good information on the traditional finance side. And yeah, just finding good content creators and not just influencers that are shouting a bunch of shit like XRP shows. And yeah, getting a good, yeah, Black Ice, yeah, getting a good financial plan for this year started.
Well, you want a good way to sniff out if somebody's just talking about certain projects and whatnot for views is look and see if they only talk about whatever's trending. So if XRP's pumping and they're talking about XRP and then Canton starts moving and all of a sudden they're talking about Canton and then, something else, Aerodrome starts pumping. So they start talking about Aerodrome. Those are people that are farming engagement. If like people like us, and this isn't, a self-promotion, but we're always talking about Aero. If it's pumping or dumping, if, Canton, we were talking about it before anybody even knew what it was. It's you want to find people that are just consistent because that shows that they're talking about a project because they believe in it and they're invested in it, as opposed to somebody that's just talking about it because that's what's trending and that's what's going to get eyeballs. So sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's good that you kind of hash that out because yeah, whatever's trending, you want to analyze what they've been sharing and stuff because. Like you said, we don't promote tokens and shit and projects. We just talk about what we think is interesting and cool. And we're not beholden to these people because, we don't get paid by any projects and we're not going to be paid by any projects. No. So we're not going to sacrifice our integrity and just to, earn a quick buck because, yeah, we want to be able to speak freely and have that freedom and just be able to have people trust us and not just say, oh, well, looking back, they took money from this project and no.
Because I mean, if we were getting paid, like say that Ethereum came and paid us to talk about Ethereum, you don't know if what we're saying is because they paid us or because, that's what we actually think. If we're not getting paid by them, that what we're saying is what we actually think. And if we're invested in it, we're putting our money where our mouth is. That, we got, money in that project. It's not necessarily that we're, people like to think that means you're shilling, you're shilling your bags. It's like, no, I'm just educating you on the projects that I believe in enough to invest in. Now, if I'm shilling you something that's valueless, like if we created our own token, and there's no utility, there's no nothing. There's just, basically we want you to buy it so that we can profit. That's shilling. Talking about a project you believe in and you're invested in and it has utility like Canton Network, like Aerodrome, like, Ethereum and Bitcoin, things like that. That's not shilling. That's educating people on investing, on crypto, on DeFi. So there's a difference. I just want people to understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're all about transparency and honesty and not shilling. And like, even with what Matt said about the meme coins earlier, we're not into the meme coins and all that shit. We want good, solid projects that are going to be good for you going forward, good investments, or at least investment thesis going forward. Because
and meme coins can be
too many rug pulls and yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I understand that I understand the draw. I mean, I invested in Shiba Inu. That was the first crypto I ever bought. And I get it. You know, that endorphin hit, when it's pumping, it's like, being on a heater, when you're playing blackjack or poker or something like that. You start getting those endorphin hits, and it's exciting. And then you add to that the community, like Pepe and Doge and all these different communities where you have a bunch of people that you get to know, and you're all talking about the meme coin, and I get it. I mean, it's just not me. That's has no appeal to me. I've got enough adrenaline hits and endorphin hits. Getting a little baby nug like that, it doesn't even move my needle. I'm used to freaking jumping out of planes and stuff. My adrenal glands are broken, so it's like it doesn't excite me. So anyway,
not enough thrills.
I always end up on the other copy of the stream by myself at first. Oh, yeah. I've been kind of wondering if we should stop streaming to the old channel, just because I think a lot of people end up over there.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh wait, there's nobody over here."
Just hey, whenever you go to the stream, just make sure that you check and make sure it's the one, the channel that has like the almost 50,000 subscribers. The other one, I think it has like, just under 1,000. That's the old bullshit and bourbon channel, back when, we were just drinking whiskey, smoking cigars and talking shit. So, yeah, we've kind of rebranded since then.
We done come a long way,
but the spirit of booze and smoke are still here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick this off. But I appreciate y'all. Again, over on Arena, we got Dirk and James, a bunch of people over there. NFA, appreciate all of you, supporting us like that. Tipping and buying tickets and all that. I'm gonna have to figure out what all this stuff means, but definitely appreciate you. We got about 30 people over there watching, and then we got about a little over 100 people watching over here on YouTube. So appreciate y'all. Till next time. Veteran Crypto out.
Peace.